Hi, I'm Trevor Magnuson. I'm sharing my guitar building process. Thanks for joining me. It's time to cut the slabs for the back and the soundboard. A few words on preparing the book-matched planks for the back and soundboard. Before I did the resaw cut, I made some angled marks, two on one end and one on the other of each plank. That means that at a glance I can identify which is the inside show book-matched face. Next, when thicknessing, we want to take the minimum amount on the book-matched faces, the show faces, just enough to get rid of the blade marks from the bandsaw, and then we do all of our thicknessing on the outside. If we take more on the inside, the more we take, the less book-matched the two pieces become. I've taken them all down to about 5mm. We'll take it down further after they're joined and cut out. But now comes time for the choice. Do I like this piece like so, or do I prefer it like so? Should the upper bout be here or here? We must also take very great care, since there is an upper bout and a lower bout, not to get it muddled around, or we'll be making a lefty. And of course we can't make a lefty because this has already been done. This piece of celery top pine has some resin features, so I need to decide whether I want a big pale section in the middle or to have it like so. I'll let you know in a minute. Okay, using the Solera mould, I have traced the outline of the guitar back and soundboard the way I want it to be. It's now time to prepare these edges that will be butt jointed together. I don't have a jointer. I experimented for a while using a custom jointer fence that I built for my router table, but tear out became a bit of an issue, especially on Tasmanian blackwood. So these days I use something a lot simpler, and it's perfectly effective enough. It's a piece of aluminium angle bolted to a piece of wood and some sandpaper double-sided sticky taped to the inside. We just clamp these two pieces together and sand the combined edges. In between doing that, I take it outside and I hold it up to the light and I sand the bits that I can't see light coming through until it's dark all the way down. Unreasonably effective. I don't know why they're not more widely used. This piece had a little piece of tear out, and the soundboard had some saw marks along the edge. This made very short order of them. I can now hold them up to the light and not see any light coming through at all. Here's how I do my butt joins. There will be some squeeze out here, but we've got 5 mils, so we'll have plenty of clearance to put it through the drum sander again and get rid of any glue marks. I want that, I'm only removing the glue so that I can see that the butt joint is even, and I was going to whack it with the mallet if it wasn't, but it's looking pretty good. So put some more oven paper on it. And this. And then this. Now we wait. When the glue is dry, we release it while the weight is still on. We don't want its pressure to kind of pop it up. Now we'll set up for the soundboard. Okay, well that one's not perfectly aligned, but it's about 1/4 mil, and the drum sander will fix it good. What is more of a problem is that while this was drying, I left this one sitting out rather than compressing it in between 2 boards, and it has bowed. Now the good news is that it has bowed in the direction that we'll actually want it on the back of the guitar. The bad news is that I can't flatten it out for the next few steps simply by pressing it down between 2 boards, because it's going to stress that butt joint and split it. So what I'm going to have to do is to straighten out each half separately. I'll spray a bit of water on the concave side on the idea that the moist timber will expand, and then straighten that out a bit. And I'll clamp each side separately without stressing that butt joint, because we need this to be flat so that we can put it through the band sander to make the joint nice and clean on each side, get it down to about 4 mils before we cut out the shape. My notes will be updated so that as soon as they come out of the butt joint clamp, They go straight between two flat boards until it is time to further thickness them and cut out the shapes. Here's the setup. Two pieces of 2.5mm Tas oak there underneath. We will put this here, but we won't tighten it up just yet because it'll stress that butt joint the other way. And then we'll put one here and we'll put one here and we'll tighten them up together so that the middle joint is very, very protected and each side is being reverse bowed against the way it is currently bowed. Okay, we've got protection where we need it. We've got some upward pressure from the two little strips underneath, and then we've got downward pressure at each end. Now we can see if we can make it stick. I'm hoping that the heat gun will drive some of the steam down into the timber and warm it up a bit. This is not an exact science for me. I'm kind of making it up as I go along. Okay, that's warm and mostly dry. We'll give it a few hours in the naughty corner.
You go stand in the naughty corner.
Both pieces are now gloriously flat, so let us now put them through the drum sander to get them to almost their final thickness and to clean up these not quite perfectly aligned butt joints. Okay, here are our two pieces. They're cut out. They identify as flat, but as you know, sometimes they need a little bit of reminding, so we're sandwiching them between these two moulds. What we are going to do now is to cut and prepare the back braces and the soundboard braces. These come in a bewildering variety of cross sections and profiles and lengths. Some of them will have a round over, so we'll be using the router, and some of them have a beveled profile, so I will be using these two beveling jigs similar to when we were radiusing the fingerboard. The idea is that we put in a shallow insert, put in the piece, run it through the drum sander, take it all out, put in a deeper insert, turn the piece over, run it through the drum sander again, so we'll get a nice symmetrical tapered profile.